My name is Kit August, and I'm an artist who's gone engineering. Back in the day, I had decided to become an engineer like many other people because we want to help people and make changes in the world. And what I realized is that when I was working at a job, sometimes we weren't able to make decisions that were helpful for people. Now, because I've become disabled, I've had a lot more opportunity to focus more attention through the IEEE volunteer as a person who can help people who have disabling conditions. This is particularly rewarding to me. I've become involved with humanitarian activities. I'm concerned with making sure that standards make technologies accessible right from day one. There are many reasons why the IEEE opportunities are good for me. Intertwining art and engineering. For me, art and engineering have always been closely connected. My father was an electrical engineer who spoke out loud what he was thinking. It was only much later that I realized he was all the time thinking like an engineer. And my mom and dad were both artistic. Of course, I believe my parents could do anything. In many ways, they encouraged art and music as well as academics. Having won a citywide art contest in the first grade, I was always encouraged by teachers as well. But later I realized I might have to choose. But when I went to guidance counselors about designing things like spacecraft, I was advised to go to art school. I'm very much aware of the fact that if people do not have access to education, jobs, opportunities, mentoring, support, accessibility, they'll not experience health and well-being. Life is much more difficult. I had the privilege of working with people who were amazing leaders, and in addition, I had a wonderful opportunity to work with some very special people. Dr. Elizabeth Shriver, who was hearing impaired and visually impaired, and somehow she found her way to Courant Institute, got a PhD in mathematics. She was brilliant, and I was fortunate to have an opportunity to work with her. In addition, I worked with Olga Borch-Lubecki, another PhD, another amazing person, an amazing woman. I was lucky that she took me under her wing. Both of these people inspired me, and they have given me a vision of the future. More of my research involved fMRI imaging of the brain while people are in virtual reality with robot assistance. And I specialized in studying how people learned American Sign Language. I taught people sign language for hand and brain rehabilitation following a stroke or brain injury. What I learned is that there's a significant amount of overlap between parts of the brain that involve language and movement. And we were very fortunate to have excellent output from our fMRI studies and excellent publications. This is something that we can carry into the future as technology becomes more simple to use, more inexpensive, and more available. The main topics I'm focusing on involve K through industry STEM, the pipeline from school through industry, ComSoc history, humanitarian technologies, and standards to advance technology for humanity. It's very important to have products that are accessible day one, that are built accessible. And so the standards that I'm working on are very much focused in that area. We also have activities over at the AT&T Labs Science and Technology Innovation Center and Museum in Middletown. We've been really lucky. We've had some STEM lunch with leaders and luminaries sessions over there. We've had great featured speakers. My passion for diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, and I believe it should be built into technology right up front. It should be part of our world. It shouldn't be a separate world, a vertical world where people have to pay for entry. And we have a lot of programs with IEEE. We're volunteering to help encourage member elevation so that everyone is included. The best piece of advice I've received from people I worked with at Bell Labs was to be my best in every room, to look for the best in others and help encourage and inspire it, to help everyone to bring their best to the table. ComSoc is where I connect because they encourage people to bring both sides of their brain to the table, the artistic and creative as well as the technology, and that encourages and inspires everyone.